Hey there, Trekkies! We have got a mission to complete. We're setting course through the final frontier to rank the creme de la creme of Starship pilots in the Star Trek universe. These captains have flown through wormholes, braved the treacherous terrain of new worlds, and saved countless lives with their lightning-fast reflexes and unwavering bravery. You could say they're the Maverick and Goose of space travel, minus the volleyball scenes. Hopefully. Now, for decades, we have followed these pilots through their daring adventures aboard the Enterprise, Voyager, Discovery, and beyond. But who reigns supreme as the ultimate captain of the stars? It's time to put on our Starfleet uniforms and find out. So sit back, relax, and allow us to show you Star Trek's 8 Top Gun Starship pilots ranked. Number 8, Hikaru Sulu, USS Enterprise, Kelvin timeline. Folks, get ready to Sulu pilot in the Kelvin timeline of J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies. Hikaru Sulu, played by the always dashing John Cho, is the helmsman of the USS Enterprise. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, didn't he only replace the previous helmsman because he was sick with lungworm? And you'd be right, but do not let that fool you. Sulu quickly earned the trust of Captain Pike and later Captain Kirk, proving that he was more than capable of handling the Enterprise's helm. Throughout Star Trek 2009, Star Trek Into the Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond, Sulu flew the Enterprise against all kinds of threats, from Romulans from the 24th century to the Dreadnought-class USS Vengeance. And let's not forget his heroic piloting of the USS Franklin against Krall and his swarm. Number 7, Ensign Demora Sulu. Keep watching, folks, because we're about to meet the daughter of one of Star Trek's most iconic pilots, Ensign Demora Sulu, daughter of the legendary Hikaru Sulu, USS Enterprise. Introduced in the prologue of Star Trek Generations, Demora was the helmsman of the USS Enterprise B, commanded by Captain John Harriman. And let's just say that her debut flight didn't go exactly as planned. What was supposed to be a routine hop around the solar system turned into a full-blown adventure when the Enterprise B encountered the destructive space ribbon called the Nexus. Talk about a publicity stunt gone wrong. But here's where things get interesting. Despite the chaos and danger around her, Demora remained calm and composed, using her quick thinking and deft piloting skills to help the Enterprise B survive. And let's not forget that this was her first official flight as helmsman. No pressure or anything. Now, you might be thinking that Demora's one known flight as pilot of the Enterprise B isn't exactly a resume worthy of our list. But let's not forget that this flight was a pivotal moment in Star Trek history, as it marked the supposed death of Captain Kirk in 2293. And who knows how things might have turned out if not for Demora's heroic efforts. Number 6, Ensign Sidney LaForge. Hold on to your seats because we're about to take a wild ride with Ensign Sidney, pilot in the Star Trek universe. Ensign Sidney LaForge, aka Crash LaForge, is the helmsman of the USS Titan A and USS Enterprise G. And boy, does she know how to fly. Now you might be wondering why someone with a nickname like Crash is even on this list. Well, let me tell you. It's because Sidney had a couple of mishaps at Starfleet Academy. It doesn't mean that she's not a top-notch pilot. In fact, she is so good that she was assigned a prime spot on the bridge of the Titan. As the daughter of Commodore Geordi LaForge, Sidney had a lot to live up to, but she's more than capable of handling the pressure. She bravely flew the Titan against a Shrike controlled by the changeling Captain Vadich, and skillfully piloted the Titan out of the treacherous Rhyton Nebula. And let's not forget her impressive skills as a helmsman, which earned her a promotion to lieutenant and the coveted role of helmsman of the USS Enterprise G. Now we can't wait to see what she'll accomplish in Picard's spin-off Star Trek Legacy. So raise a glass of Romulan ale to Sidney LaForge. Number 5, Ensign Travis Mayweather. Ensign Travis Mayweather, the first helmsman of the first ever Starship Enterprise. As a boomer raised in outer space, this guy knows a thing or two about navigating the cosmos. And boy did he put those skills to work when he became the pilot of Captain Jonathan Archer's NX-01 Enterprise. Mayweather's tenure on the NX-01 Enterprise was filled with all sorts of space adventures, skirmishes with Klingons, to dealing with the mysterious Xindi. But through it all, Travis never lost his cool. And let's not forget how he initiated first contact with countless alien species. Talk about making a first impression. Mayweather's smooth flying skills and friendly demeanor helped pave the way for humans to form alliances with all kinds of new extraterrestrial friends. Number 4, Érika Ortega's USS Enterprise. Now this one will surprise you. We are talking about Lieutenant Érika Ortegas from Star Trek Strange New Worlds. This daring pilot is not just a hotshot behind the helm of the USS Enterprise, she is also a notorious prankster. We're talking about a chaos muppet here, people. Ortega is the kind of person who can make Captain Pike's cool demeanor crack with a well-timed quip, and audiences cannot get enough of her. Despite her mischievous nature, Ortega is an integral part of the Enterprise crew, and her impressive flying skills have saved the ship from certain doom on more than one occasion. In fact, in Season 1, A Strange New Worlds, Ortega piloted the Enterprise through a black hole's gravity, well, in a battle against the Gorn. And while Ortega didn't receive her own spotlight episode in Season 1, we are eagerly anticipating her backstory, which is sure to be full of daring exploits and witty banter. Melissa Navia's performance as Ortega has won over audiences, and we cannot wait to see what she will do next. Number 3. Kayla Detmer, USS Discovery. This helmsman extraordinaire has flown through time, battled rogue AI, and even made first contact with Species 10C in another galaxy. Is there anything this woman can't do? It's no wonder that Kayla is considered one of the greatest pilots in Star Trek history. She has got nerves of steel and lightning-fast reflexes, which come in handy when you're flying through a war zone or hurtling through the abyss of time. And let's not forget that she's doing all of this with the weight of the disco crew on her shoulders. No pressure, right? But Kayla isn't just a master of the helm. She has also got a heart of gold, and her loyalty to her crewmates is unmatched. And even when she's dealing with the trauma of time travel or the fallout from a devastating battle, she never loses her sense of humor. Who says you can't crack a joke while flying into another galaxy? Now, we can't wait to see what Kayla will do next on Discovery, but one thing is for sure. Whatever it is, she'll do it with style, grace, and a healthy dose of humor. Number 2. Tom Paris, USS Voyager. Now, this guy is the reason why being a helmsman is cool again on Star Trek Voyager. Not only is he a skilled pilot, but he's also a rebel with a cause. He's like James Dean with a Starfleet uniform. Paris was handpicked by Captain Catherine Janeway to pilot the USS Voyager, and he didn't disappoint. He's like the Maverick of the Delta Squadron, only without the cheesy one-liners and the terrible 80s soundtrack. For 7 years, Paris took Voyager through regions of space that were totally unknown to the Federation. He faced off against countless aliens, including the Borg and Species 8472. And let's not forget about the Kazon. Paris gave those guys a run for their money. But Paris wasn't content with just piloting Voyager. Oh no, this guy had to go and build his own Starship. Yes, he constructed the Delta Flyer during their 7-year journey back to Earth. Talk about overachieving. Number 1. Hikaru Sulu, USS Enterprise. Oh, where do I even begin with the legendary Hikaru Sulu? This guy is the epitome of cool, calm, and collected. I mean, have you seen the way he handles the USS Enterprise? It's like he's driving a luxury sports car through space. Move over, Han Solo. Mr. Sulu is the true Top Gun of the sci-fi universe. Throughout Star Trek's historic 5-year mission, Sulu's skills as a helmsman were put to the test time and time again. From encountering Vader to battling Ricardo Montalban's Khan in the Mutara Nebula, Sulu never flinched. And let's not forget the time he flew a Klingon bird of prey back in time to 1986. I don't care what anyone says, that is impressive. But Sulu's crowning achievement has to be when he flew the Enterprise through the Great Barrier at the center of the galaxy to find Sha Ka Ree. I mean, I can barely parallel park my car without breaking a sweat, and this guy flew a starship through a literal barrier. Even after he became Captain Sulu of the USS Excelsior, Hikaru's legacy as the Enterprise's helmsman lived on. He may have traded in his spot at the helm for a captain's chair, but his prowess as a pilot will always be remembered.